All right, let's dive right into this explainer. For decades, plastic absolutely ruled the packaging world. I mean, think about it. It's cheap, it's durable, and it is incredibly easy to mass produce. But as we look toward 2026, things are looking very, very different. Governments are tightening regulations, consumers are loudly demanding sustainability, and brands are under massive pressure to change and change fast. We are right in the middle of a global packaging shift. It is literally a direct battle between emerging eco-friendly materials and traditional plastic. But here is the real kicker. This isn't just about saving the environment anymore. It's about cost, performance, branding, and honestly, survival. As the market shifts, your packaging is no longer just a vessel to protect your product from getting smashed in transit. It has become a direct reflection of your brand's positioning.
So, here's how we're going to break this down. We'll start with how this battle began, look at the rapid rise of eco-friendly options, and then face the reality of why plastic definitely isn't dead yet. We'll put eco and plastic head-to-head, predict who actually wins in 2026, and finally, ramp up with exactly what businesses need to do right now.
Okay, starting with the rise of eco-friendly packaging, because let me tell you, it has moved way past being just a nice-to-have.
Just think about this number, 74%. Consumer behavior hasn't just tweaked, it has fundamentally changed. Today's buyers are actively seeking out sustainable brands, and get this, they are perfectly willing to pay a premium for them. It's a real business advantage now. Using paper-based or recyclable packaging instantly positions your brand as responsible and modern. The formula is incredibly simple. A strong brand image equals consumer trust.
And it's easy to picture the kind of visual contrast consumers are demanding. On one side, you've got those messy, frustrating, hard-to-recycle blocks of traditional plastic waste. On the other, clean, highly recyclable corrugated paper. We're in the middle of an e-commerce explosion, shipping way more stuff than ever before. Businesses need packaging that protects products and reduces waste at the same time. That's exactly why solutions like honeycomb paper wraps, corrugated boxes, and paper mailers are aggressively pushing out old-school bubble wrap and plastic fillers.
But hey, it's not just the carrot of consumer preference. We have to talk about the stick of global regulation. Countries everywhere are introducing strict policies, practically forcing companies to switch. For example, the European Union's massive packaging and packaging waste regulation, the PPWR, starts heavy enforcement on August 12, 2026. Over in the UK, they've slapped a £200 per ton tax on packaging with less than 30% recycled content. And in the US, states like New Mexico, Maine, and Minnesota are outright banning PFAS, those forever chemicals, in packaging. The regulatory walls are completely closing in on traditional plastics.
But before we plan the funeral for plastic, we need a reality check on why it isn't completely dead.
Here's the reality most people won't tell you. Plastic is not disappearing overnight. Why? Because it still holds three absolutely massive advantages. First, it's extremely cheap when you produce it at scale. Second, it offers incredibly high moisture resistance. And third, it's deeply, deeply integrated into global supply chains. For heavy logistics, food, and especially the pharmaceutical and medical industries, plastic still plays a critical, life-saving role.
To put that into perspective, 22%. That is the massive chunk of all single-use plastic in the healthcare system, made up entirely by medical device and pharmaceutical packaging. You literally cannot just swap that out tomorrow without risking patient safety. So no, this isn't some simple fairy tale replacement story. We are in a highly complex transition phase.
So, let's put these two head-to-head, eco versus plastic.
Let's simplify this whole battle. In the regular plastic corner, you get lower upfront costs and strong water resistance, but it's increasingly harmful to the environment and carries massive regulatory risk. In the eco-friendly corner, it's sustainable, highly recyclable, and gives you incredibly strong brand positioning. Now, yes, it does come with a slightly higher upfront cost right now, though that is decreasing fast. But overall, it's so much safer for your long-term business, especially as petroleum-based plastics face soaring waste management fees.
As a business owner, this forces a pretty critical dilemma. Do you optimize for short-term savings right now, or do you protect your long-term growth and compliance for tomorrow?
Which brings us to the big question. Who actually wins in 2026? Well, here's the honest answer. Eco-friendly packaging is winning the future. Not because plastic is entirely gone, but because the direction of the industry is absolutely clear. Regulations are only going to get stricter. Consumers are going to get more aware. And sustainable materials, they'll just keep becoming more affordable. Businesses that adapt early are going to secure better branding, higher trust, and serious long-term cost advantages.
And those who don't, they'll be forced to play catch-up later, paying some very heavy compliance penalties along the way.
All right, so what should businesses do right now? Let's talk about your action plan.
If you're a brand, manufacturer, or seller watching this explainer, right now is your critical moment to adapt. And the good news is, you don't have to overhaul everything overnight. Start small. Step 1, just replace your plastic void fillers with paper alternatives. Step 2, run a test with eco-friendly packaging on just a single product line. And Step 3, loudly and clearly communicate that sustainability progress to your customers. Transparency really does build trust.
Because as we've seen, in 2026, packaging is no longer just protection, it is your positioning. So to summarize this entire global shift, who wins? The answer is simple. Plastic survives in specialized industries, but eco-friendly, it absolutely dominates the mainstream market.
I'll leave you to ponder this. If your packaging is your positioning, what is your packaging saying about your brand right now? Think about it. If you found this explainer useful, be sure to subscribe for more insights into sustainable packaging and business trends. And if you're planning to switch to eco-friendly packaging, now is definitely the time to start. See you in the next one.